London, a city of contrasts. A place where medieval alleyways curve just beyond the glass walls of modern skyscrapers, where electric trains glide quietly beneath streets that once echoed with the sound of horse hooves. Everywhere you walk, time overlaps. And yet, somehow, it all works. Today, we're taking a slow, thoughtful journey through this remarkable city. We'll explore how London manages to balance its centuries-old streets with the needs of a modern, dynamic transit system. Not by replacing the past, but by working around it and with it. Let's begin. At the beginning. London's story as a city of movement started almost 2,000 years ago, when the Romans established a settlement called. To connect military outposts and trade centers, they built straight, reliable roads, paved with stone and designed for function. Some of these roads still exist today, buried under layers of time and traffic. For example, the modern follows the exact path of a Roman road. It's easy to forget just how old some parts of London are. You might be walking to the tube station, while unknowingly tracing the steps of Roman soldiers. After the Romans, London expanded, not through design, but through necessity. Medieval streets grew like branches of a tree, twisting around rivers, churches, and markets. The result was a tangled network of alleys and narrow lanes. Beautiful, historic, but not exactly ideal for traffic. One fun fact, there's a street in the city of London called, and it's just 15 inches wide at one point. It's considered the narrowest street in London, and you'll probably need to turn sideways to walk through it. These kinds of quirks give London its charm, but they also pose a challenge. How do you move buses, bikes, and thousands of pedestrians through streets that were never meant for them? By the 1800s, the Industrial Revolution had turned London into one of the busiest cities in the world. Factories roared, workers flooded the streets, horses pulled carts through thick smog and endless noise. The city was bursting at the seams. That's when something truly innovative happened. In 1863, London built the world's first underground railway. It was called and although it was powered by steam and a bit smoky, it worked. It allowed people to travel without clogging the streets above. This was the beginning of the London Underground. As time passed, London built more underground lines, threading through the city like veins. Each tunnel was a small miracle, dug beneath buildings, around ancient structures, through layers of history, and that's where the challenge deepens. London isn't just about getting people from point A to point B. It's about doing it without disturbing a foundation made of heritage, archaeology, and memory. Did you know that during the construction of Crossrail, now known as the Elizabeth Line, workers unearthed over 10,000 archaeological items? Everything from Roman coins to Black Death-era skeletons. Construction had to pause so that each artifact could be carefully studied and preserved. It's a reminder, in London, every inch of soil holds a story. The Elizabeth Line is one of London's most ambitious modern projects. It stretches over 100 kilometers and connects distant suburbs to the heart of the city. But what's most impressive is how it was built, quietly, invisibly, beneath historic streets and structures. Engineers used massive tunnel-boring machines with names like Phyllis and Ada. They navigated beneath centuries-old churches, museums, and homes without damaging the foundations. Sensors tracked vibration levels near fragile buildings like the British Museum. Construction teams worked alongside archaeologists, historians, and community planners to ensure minimal disruption. This is what progress looks like in a historic city. Slow, deliberate, respectful. Of course, not all transport happens underground. Above the surface, London is rethinking how streets are used altogether. In 2003, the city introduced the congestion charge, one of the first of its kind in the world. Drivers must pay a fee to enter the city center, encouraging fewer cars and cleaner air. More recently, low-emission zones and ultra-low-emission zones have been introduced to phase out high-pollution vehicles. Meanwhile, protected bike lanes are growing. Once intimidating roundabouts are being redesigned for cyclists. Streets in neighborhoods like Soho and Shoreditch are being turned into pedestrian zones, with outdoor cafes, trees, and quiet spaces to breathe. The city is gently shifting from cars to people. But it's not easy. London has over 600 protected conservation areas. You can't just build a new bridge or station without considering its visual and historical impact. A tube line might take years of negotiation just to pass under a single block. Planners must respect sightlines to iconic buildings like St. Paul's Cathedral. You can't build something tall enough to block a view that has existed for hundreds of years. In London, even progress has to ask permission from the past. Another layer of complexity: the people. Communities often push back when they feel history is being erased, or when modern developments disrupt local life. This is why London's transit planners work closely with neighborhoods, holding consultations and public feedback sessions. The goal isn't to build fast, it's to build with care. Because what makes London unique isn't just its transport system, it's the feeling that the city belongs to everyone, past, present, and future. So what's next? Autonomous buses, AI-powered traffic lights, green roofs on bus stations, zero-emission trains. London's future is full of possibility. But the city is in no rush to forget where it came from. Its streets still whisper the past, even as they carry us forward. So how does London balance old streets with modern transit? With patience, with creativity, and with deep respect for the stories paved into every corner. It doesn't demolish its past, it moves around it. It doesn't rush forward, it walks steadily. Thank you for joining us on this quiet exploration of a city in motion. If you enjoyed this journey, consider liking, subscribing, or sharing your thoughts below. And wherever you are in the world, may your streets hold stories, and may your journey honor them.